What's up, y'all? It's your boy Riff After Great, CEO, producer, mixing engineer at Westwood Entertainment. I'm here to hit you with another tutorial on this Music Monday on how to set up mid-side processing in Reasons 9. Let's get straight to it. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to add a line mixer. We're not going to pull anything from the left browser panel. Everything we're going to do is we're going to pull it straight from the rack. So I'm going to right click in here and go to Utilities, and then I'm going to go to the Line Mixer 6.2. Instead of just clicking on it and adding it in, it's going to add a mixer channel. Everything I add in, I'm going to connect it myself. I don't want it to automatically route. So if you're on a PC or a Mac, you want to hold down Shift and click on Line Mixer 2. And it's going to add that in. The next thing you want to do is right click, and then there's a rack. There's two rack extensions that Reasons have, and they're let me go to Utility Effects. One is the Quadelectra stereo splitter, and the other one is the Red Rock Sound, which they have the RE181 Mide-Side audio converter. It's a little complicated to route up. I'll probably do that in another tutorial, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to go with the Quadelectra stereo splitter for mid-side audio splitting. So once again, I'm going to right click in here, and I'm going to go to Effects, because you can find that one under Effects. And I'm going to go down to Quadelectra Audio Works, hold down Shift, and click on Quadelectra stereo splitter. Now after you do that, the next thing you know, you want to add two blank combinators. So right click in here, go to Utilities, hold down Shift, and go to Combinator for my first combinator, and then we're going to name this combinator Mid. Right click again, go to Utilities, go to Combinator, hold down Shift, and we're going to name this one Side. Now that we got our mid-side mastered and everything set up, we're going to go ahead and connect them. So you hit Tab to flip the rack, and then we can begin connecting. So the first thing we want to do is let's close Show All Devices on both our combinators, and we want to come from our output on our mid and go into channel 1 on our line mixer. We're going to come out output on our side and go to channel 2 on our line mixer. We're going to do our combi input on our mid, and we're going to go to the mid side on the stereo splitter, and as you can see, it's labeled M to mixer and then S to mixer, which is mid and side. So we're going to come out our input on the combinator to the mid side. So we're going to connect the mid part to the mid side, and then for the side, do the same thing, connect it to the side. Now for our output on the stereo splitter, we're going to come out the output port and go into our auxiliary return on our line mixer. And the reason why we come out and go to auxiliary return, let me hit Tab. Once we flip it over and we start adding our instruments in, you have your phase meter. So it'll let you know at the same time if your instruments or anything like that are in phase or out of phase, because you also have utilities on here to where you can adjust the phase, and you also have a mono button, which allows you to monitor your mix in mono. And if you monitor your mix in mono, and you can hear all your individual instruments, then you're pretty much on your way to a very, very good mix. And you can also unclick that to hear how your mix sounds in full stereo. Let's get back to connecting these utilities. Now, once we have all our combinators and everything connected to our mixer, now we're going to connect our mixer and our stereo splitter to the master section of the of Reason 9. So we want to, on the back of the master section, we want to our output and go into the in part on our stereo splitter, which is left and right and mid-side. If you understand how mid-side work, I can do that for you in another tutorial. Just leave a comment below and let me know if you want mid-side and mastering. Mid-side explained to you in easy details. And then we want to come out our line mixer and go into the master section. Now everything is connected and routed. When I hit tab to flip back, now what we're going to do is we're going to add our effects to our mid and our side. Now I already have some presets set up, but for your mid side, the you want to use your default mastering suite for your mid side. I already have mine set up. I have a template set up. I'll double click on that. If you want to know how you get your skins on your combinator, that's another tutorial. I can show you that too. And then click on show device, and pretty much all it is an EQ, the stereo imager, which is bypass because you don't need the stereo imager, not when you're processing mid side for mixing or mastering. Then you have your MClass compressor, and then you have your MClass maximizer. Now it doesn't have to be the stock plugins. You can add your own plugins. You can add a fab filter, EQ, things like that. Whatever stereo imager you want to use, whatever compressor you want to use, and whatever maximizer you want to use for your mid side. And then once you add it in there, you can also save this as a template for that combinator. Now for the side, it's not the same thing. All you want to do is add two effects. So we're going to click on show device, and what we're going to add is we're going to add an EQ. Like I said once before, you can add whatever EQ you want to add. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm just using the stock effects that come with Reasons. And then you want to add a maximizer. And that's all you pretty much need for the sides. And the reason why you would need most of the other stuff for the mid is pretty much for control of your bass, your kicks, other elements of the music. I can go more in detail in another tutorial on exactly how the signaling worked for mid-side processing. I also have a preset set up for mine because I did the same thing, and I just I'll just go ahead and add this in, which is pretty much the same thing. As you can see, just a few minor adjustments for the input, for the maximizer, output. Pretty much I really didn't touch it. The soft clip, I really didn't touch it. My attack and release is fast on on my maximizer. As you can see, I boosted the high frequencies. I boosted it about about 1500 kilohertz for my side. So pianos and guitars and things like that, that signal travels through the center, but it's considered side signal, so they can be fuller and bigger. And that's the only reason why I boosted that. I mean, you can adjust it to your likings. However, whatever type of genre of music you're working on, you can adjust it to that. Now what we're going to do is add an instrument, and I'm just going to, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to add massive, and I'm going to pick an instrument. Let's see, pluck. Pad, just something just for the sake of this tutorial. Now, as you can see, our phase meter is moving, and it's letting you know the signal of the instrument that's coming in. And it's a pretty good balance for the instrument. So at the same time, you have your phase thing going on. You can just listen to the signal just from the side, or you can listen to the signal mid, or you can swap or inverse. Actually, this is phase inversion, in case you have some phase issues. You also can inverse. You have your left and right swap. You have how wide your side width. Like I said, 50% is more like a narrow band, kind of like a mono signal. 100% is like stereo imaging, widen the stereo imaging for the side. I usually boost my gain on my side just a little bit, like 108%, which is really not much. But then you also have your volume knob on here to control the signal. If you want, you can take it a little step farther for your mastering. You can actually insert effects here on your mastering bus, say like ozone. If you want to just top it off with after you mix for your final mastering, you can add your ozone here for a much bigger production sound. And that's pretty much how you do mid-side processing through in Reasons 9. Hit the Reasons website and check out the Quadelectra Audio Works stereo splitter. I think it's only $7.99 or $9.99. It's not expensive for the quality and power that it does for mixing and mastering. I think it's underpriced, in my opinion. I think it's very underpriced. Now, they have other racks that can replace all of this. I mean, they have the ozone rack, but for someone that's on a budget, this is the way you can still get a big sound, and that is how you set up mid-side processing in Reasons 9. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Leave a comment below, hit the like, subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Music Monday. Peace.